Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Philly Sports Roundtable here with House 67 Productions. The Philadelphia football team, we are back in the big game. It's an exciting time to have. I'm joined alongside my colleagues Chris Schaller, Sonny Terranova, and Jason Fridge. And Jason, we'll start off with you. Dominant conference championship game and that defense. Let's talk about it. How do you think they did?
Yeah, so I think I have one of the more unique views as an outsider. I'm a given non-Philadelphia fan, so I got to enjoy that game, and I was really excited going in just to see two of the hottest teams in football. Two of the better defenses, better offenses, and it was going to be a battle. And right away, right off the bat, the Eagles were able to come in and kind of just take care of business. And they kind of took advantage of some unlucky falls from San Francisco, losing Brock Purdy right away. A couple defensive matchups that they took advantage of. And they really just stuck to their game plan and ran the table with it. And I think it was a great game to see Philadelphia just play like the Philadelphia, you know.
Chris?
Yeah, the Birds went into that game wanting to get to the quarterback rather quickly. They did not want to let Brock Purdy kind of sit down in the pocket, throw some intermediate routes, and have San Francisco really get comfortable with the game. I thought Jonathan Gannon scripted a great game plan and bringing several different pass rushers, including Hassan Reddick, who's been one of the better pass rushers this season, had an absolute field day on that offensive line, really attacked the weaker part of that O-line. And I thought offensively they were able to dictate it early, getting the ball first. You saw it against the Giants. They were able to start off quickly, score a touchdown on the first drive. Then they were able to to get the ball first against San Francisco, get a touchdown. There's a bit controversy with that one catch. Credit to Devontae Smith for realizing that and then getting the rest of the team to snap the ball off really quickly. But I thought that really changed the game. And San Francisco having way too many turnovers, I thought, for their liking, for Shanahan's liking. And once again, Kyle Shanahan comes up short in the playoffs, very undisciplined. And the Eagles and the Birds used the home field advantage of Lincoln Financial Field to capitalize on that. And they're off to Arizona.
Cool. Listen, we in the chip, fellas. That's all I'm saying, man. Listen, this was a game where we saw obviously two of the best defenses going at it in this game, and they just did not match this team's physicality. We saw obviously towards the end of the game how really sort of salty this team was, the San Francisco team, how Philly was able to push them around in the trenches, and they faced adversity, obviously losing Brock Purdy, and Philly took them out of the game. We were able to Hassan Reddick able to get after him and do his job, what he's been just a menace on that defensive line all season. Obviously, Jalen Hurts could have been a lot better, right? He's still obviously reeling from that shoulder injury, but, he didn't have to do too much. He didn't have to, go out there and be a special, quarterback as we saw. But, with these 2 weeks off, it's going to be huge. And I thought we were really, defensively, we really got after them. We did struggle a little bit offensively, but, at the same time, that's the number one defense,
exactly,
right?
Yeah.
So when you look at it, a guy that's injured going into this game against that defense, how aren't they going to make you struggle, right? So, we took advantage of the turnovers, which is what good teams do, controlled the trenches, and I'm really looking forward to this big game, man. Really excited.
Trenches are going to be key. Is going to be a real key to success in the big game. The O-line and D-line, not much more needs to be said about either unit. They've been top tier all year.
And I think it's really going to be, it was good to see the running game shine there. Because everyone wants to look at this high-powered, high-flying offense through the air. You have Devontae Smith. You have A.J. Brown. You have all these weapons around Jalen Hurts. It was good to see the run game kind of shine a little bit. Miles Sanders did a really good job there of making his presence known and dominating down low. The offensive line was creating great holes for him, making sure that he had plenty of space, and he was just running smart. There was one play where they highlighted, I think it was Jason Kelsey on a pole, and he was lead blocking out front, and the way that the running back was able to just play off of him and read it to a T, really just designed it so well. And I think that's going to be a big thing if they take that in to the big game that they got playing Kansas City. That's going to be a big way where they could balance out sometimes if the air raid isn't working.
Yeah, I really like how you brought that up, the lead block from Kelsey, right? Miles Sanders, huge game, 2 touchdowns. But he's not able to do that without the strong power of that offensive line. And you see Lane Johnson, he's not 100%. He's hurt. He's able to go against Bosa, and he's able to stop him. So you're getting the best offensive lineman, and one of the best offensive linemen in the league, who's injured, yet he's still one in the top tier, which is amazing. And, you love to see it. And going into Arizona, do you guys think that that'll be an issue going against Kansas City? Chris Jones, he's no fellow to mess with.
No, Chris Jones is probably he is an all-pro for a reason. He's one of the best at his position. But, you've seen Jason Kelsey dominate Dexter Lawrence, who's up there for New York a week prior. Javon Kinlaw isn't a slouch for San Francisco. So if anyone can really put a stop to Chris Jones, I think it's this very dominant Philadelphia O-line that you've seen all year round. A lot of credit goes to their O-line coach, Jeff Stoutland, who really has set the culture here.
And I think one of the big things that Kansas City was able to do winning the AFC Championship was their D-line. They were able to make Joe Burrow very uncomfortable in the pocket and not let that offense get going. We've seen how Cincinnati can be super explosive at times. They have the same type of thing, high-powered, high-flying weapons all around Burrow, and that D-line just didn't let them get comfortable. And I think we're going to see that a lot more, especially they know how mobile Jalen Hurts is, so they're going to have somebody who's on him the entire game. That's watching him from left to right, wherever he goes on the field, trying to make him uncomfortable. Use his young status in the big picture, which Mahomes, he's already been in the Super Bowl 2 times, and he's won one of them. So he's going to kind of be a little bit more comfortable, and I think that's where the poise of Jalen Hurts is going to come in huge for the Eagles.
Listen, I'm not really too concerned as much with I know Chris Jones, he's a beast. He's obviously, like you said, Jason got after Burrow, but listen, this is the best offensive line in the league, fellas. I don't think there's any debate about that. We've seen it. We saw it against San Francisco. There was times where Jalen had time to throw. He was able to, maneuver in the pocket, obviously, a little bit. But, I got a lot of confidence in in the trenches for Philadelphia. On defense, especially, I don't think, a team like Kansas City has seen a pass rush like this defense. I think they're going to get after Mahomes, and, it's going to be a fun game for sure. And like I said, I'm not too worried about the trenches. I think we got that on locks, man.
Yeah, I think that this is another really solid test for Philadelphia. Last week they were able to have a very good offensive. Their O-line was able to perform really well against probably the best linebacker core in the NFL, bar none. Fred Warner, not much more to be said about him. And then you got another week against Willie Gay, who's a fantastic linebacker for the Chiefs, so for Kansas City. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that matchup.
Yeah, and then defenses, I think, is what this game's going to come down to, right? Especially for Philadelphia. You look at the reason why Tampa Bay won against Kansas City a few years ago. You had Mahomes running around back there, just constantly running left to right, not north to south. You had him going the wrong ways. So I think that's going to be a real key for Philadelphia coming into this one. Is got to get Hassan Reddick back there, Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham. They got to get back there and chase after him, because if Travis Kelce's Mahomes' only weapon, then is he really going to be that effective?
And even if there's this 2-week gap where the whole thing about Mahomes and his ankle, he has 2 weeks to recover, but he did not look 100% in the AFC Championship. And I think Philadelphia needs to take advantage of that, understanding that when he does escape out there, he's not going to be comfortable. Not only poise-wise he's going to be, but knowing his body, he's going to be a little bit wary about every little hit he takes, every step. He's going to be thinking about that stuff. They got to take advantage of that and really just neutralize the offense that has got Kansas City to this point.
High ankle sprains are no joke. When he suffered that, you clearly saw him laboring against Jacksonville, and then last week against Cincinnati, he was able to move a little bit better. So with these 2 weeks rest, it will be Philadelphia's going to have to expect a near 100% Patrick Mahomes.
I will say this, though. I mean, I know we're talking about this big game, but there was way too much disrespect this year on Jalen Hurts' name, fellas. I just want to put this out there that, there was way too much disrespect going on his name. And the way that he changed this offense, the way that he was able to change this run game, there was just way too much talk about cake schedule this, cake schedule that. Listen, Philadelphia played who they played. Obviously we talk about how New York got there to the dance and everybody was talking about how, it's just the Giants, but all we heard was how the Giants had all this momentum. And, it's always been that you can't beat a team 3 times, and we saw that. So just want to say, the disrespect was wild this year, fellas. And I think it's going to be a big game, and I like Philadelphia in this game.
Yeah, I got to go Philadelphia, Chris.
I also will go with Philadelphia in this game. I think it'll be a rather actually low-scoring game rather than a high-scoring one. But
in the city of brotherly love, you got to support the best team in football. Go Birds.
And that is all the time we have on the Philly Sports Roundtable. And as Jason said, go Birds. We'll see you in Arizona.
Birds.
Go Birds.